In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
If you are white, you are not personally to blame for the racial injustices in this country. These problems were caused by your ancestors, and maybe not even your ancestors, just white ancestors. They weren't caused by you. That being said, J.D. Vance likes to call himself a Christian, as did Charlie Kirk. One of the most basic ideas in Christianity is the concept of original sin. Now, most American evangelicals view sin as some sort of magical evil force. And so they think of the concept of original sin as being this force that was awakened by the sin of Adam that now lives inside them. And they have to constantly be on guard against it. But that's not at all what it is, and it's actually much, much simpler. It's the fact that we have to live with all of the problems that our ancestors gave us. In this case, that sin that was passed down is racism. That doesn't mean that if you are white, you are racist. It means that racist institutions and structures were put in place, and we have to live with the consequences of those structures. So if you are white, you are born inside of a structure that was created for you by white people of the past. And the same goes for marginalized communities. Conservatives like to phrase this as white guilt, and they use it to describe what motivates white people on the left. But guilt assumes responsibility. Now here there is responsibility, but it's not going back in time. You wake up in this world, and at some point you develop enough of an awareness to make a choice. You can either work to fix these original sins through loving actions and egalitarian public policies, which is of course what Jesus would do, by the way, or you can stay inside of pride and selfishness like J.D. Vance, living life as if every complaint from a marginalized community is about you personally. Now, what I will say is that people on the left often do forget about the individual when they're talking about these issues, or they might even blame the individual themselves for bigger issues. This is, of course, bad and shouldn't happen, but it is nothing compared to gaslighting minorities about their condition in order to keep them oppressed, and invoking Nazi language to incite white people in this country. The two aren't even in the same ballpark. Every individual grows up in a different environment, and we shouldn't judge them because we don't know their lived experience. But if you agree with J.D. Vance at all, you are blind. J.D. Vance is a douchebag. He's VP, but still a douchebag, as well as the rest of these idiots running this administration. And if you agree with him, so are you. It's simple as that. And the reason for that is because the effects of racist public policy in this country are so unbelievably obvious that you'd have to be a douchebag to not see it or refuse to see it. Also, TPUSA is a hate group, and we should define it as such.